Okay, so at the moment there we have our quadratic formula. That's what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at a quadratic formula. So you probably see our this is our quadratic formula here, and this is our equation that we're going to solve using the quadratic formula. Alright, so I explained to you earlier on what the quadratic formula means. That let's say we had an axis like so, and let's say we're after graph now the function. When we do the quadratic formula, we're finding the x values here and here. So that's how it's related to functions. Right. Now, as I told you before, you don't have to remember that quadratic formula. You don't have to remember it. It's in your log tables. You'll be given it anytime you need it. And also, this here, okay, the way you, I suppose, sub in your quadratic formula, or what the letters actually mean, or what the letters transpond to up above, you don't have to remember that either. That's also in your quadratic formula. So what we're going to do now is we're going to name, well, what is my A, what is my B, and what is my C? And as you can see there above, there is 1x squared. So A will be 1. If that was a 2 up there, A would then, of course, be 2. But it is only 1, so I'm going to rub that back up. So that means my A is going to be 1. My B is going to be minus 4. Minus 4, not 4. Okay, a minus 4. So we always take the sign that's before the x, alright? And then my C will be minus 3. Similar enough to what we had above. Alright, so I'm going to move it on now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start subbing in our values. So if you remember, we have x is equal to minus, and b in our case was minus 4. So that means it becomes, we put it in a bracket. Now you're probably thinking, yes, 2 minuses will make a plus. We can do that straight away if we want, or we can just continue on as we are. Square root of b squared, which will be minus 4 to be squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, and c, which is minus 3. And that's all over 2 times 1. Okay, so that's where we are so far. Now, bring that off another little bit. X is equal to minus by minus is a plus. So 4 plus minus square root of minus 4 squared, 16, minus 4 times 1 times minus 3. Well, minus 4 times 1 is minus 4 times minus 3. 2 minuses make a plus, so you get plus 12. And that all goes over 2. Okay, so we're going to bring it on now in the next slide. So now at the moment we have 4 plus minus square root of 28. So 16 plus 12 is 28. And this is where we split it up. Okay, so we're going to split it up because as you could see above there, we have our plus or minus. So we're going to split it up. So one becomes a plus and the other one becomes a minus. Okay, I'm going to put an or in between it. So it becomes 4 plus square root of 28 all over 2, or 4 minus square root of 28 all over 2. Okay, and we just put them into our calculator then. So we go 4 plus the square root of 28 and divide our answer by 2, we get one answer. And if we go 4 minus square root of 28 and divide our answer by 2, we get another one. And they'll be our two x values. Okay, they'll be our two x values. So that's how we do our quadratic formula. And that's how we'd find where the function, because we'll be doing this in functions of course, where the function crosses the x-axis. So we're finding our two x values, and of course we know the y value will be will be 0. The y value where it crosses the x-axis will be 0.